I was listening to a photography podcast the other day in the car, as I normally do, and somebody made a really interesting statement that the eye has to learn to hear before it can truly see. And through that conversation, it got me thinking about things in the school, and especially about things related to discipline. And one of the things that hit me is that discipline, writing the referral, getting the action taken, all of that is a critical act. It's a critical act. And it is an act that's taken many times without really hearing the student's story. And I don't mean why they did what they did. I mean what's going on outside of what they did. And what's going on that leads them into this kind of behavior on a semi-regular basis. And on the flip side of critical is care. And so care is taking the time to think about what's going on with this student. Is this student chronically late to every class or just my class? Does this student lash out and become obnoxious and loud in every class or just my class? And so there is this thing between being critical and offering care. And I'll be the first to admit that when I first started here at Fulton, care is the side that I erred on far too often. And kids were let off of things because I didn't want to be the bad guy. And that's not good either. And care is a good path to take. Care is a path that we need students to understand that we want to hear them, we want to listen to them. But if students don't face consequences for their behavior, if there is no critical side to what's going on, we haven't really done them any favors. And so it is beholden to us to take the time to reach out in care, but also to remember that there has to be the critical. But on the flip side, it's fine and good to be critical, but if you're being critical without the care side, you're still imbalanced. There are times when we must be critical. We have to deal with the student who's being disruptive in our classroom. We have to deal with the student who reeks of marijuana when they come in the door. We have to deal with the student who's on their phone when they shouldn't be. All of these things are critical actions on our part. And honestly, the critical and the care part of discipline is not an either or. The critical and care part is a both and. Because once students understand that you care about them, that they understand that it's more than just the subject that you teach and it's more than just getting a grade in your classroom, when they understand that you really do care about what happens to them outside of school and what happens to them in their life and the kinds of things that they're going through, they will respond positively to the critical side of discipline. It's a both and. I'll see you next week.